Hey everyone, Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 5th episode of the 2nd season of Kanojo mo Kanojo. Last episode we finished off our festival arc, and we had the fireworks and all that, but no kissy time. That did not happen, much to the dismay of Shino, but you know, life be like that sometimes. But we also found out that apparently Rika, she has a plan to kidnap Naoya. So even at police sirens kind of ending off our episode. So will that happen in this episode? Certainly a possibility. So let's see exactly how that all goes down. So let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. The day after the fireworks festival. So Shino, how you doing? Like her, she cares more about that than they do. Yeah, and I want to win the lottery. I was having a private monologue, thank you very much. Internal monologue. Also, you might have just broken your phone right there. Probably not. He was probably just looking at you. Even if you saw it, you probably wouldn't think too much of it. I didn't know I had to justify myself to you. Imagine this girl comes with you and says, why didn't you kiss me? Yeah, her again. Yeah, we still can't elaborate on that. Did Naya put a baby in you? Yeah, blushing's very telling. No. I wouldn't do that. Just a tip, I swear. Man, just they know Shino was so lewd, just making him do this right in front of her. I kind of love Shino. Now bang in front of me. Really making a mood right now. Yeah, thank you for making them do all that to rekindle it. You know, great plan. Well, sure, but I can't take priority over everything else. You know, especially your own feelings. That's one empty room. Well, unless you plan to kill her, you kind of have to just deal with it. Wouldn't that be a twist if they actually went in that direction to full-blown Yandere Shino? That'd be a genre shift that would be interesting. Yeah, you can't do it. You can't delete your feelings. Okay, I mean, I do feel bad for you, Shino. Like, nothing seems to be going the way you want it to, but that's just life. Also, do not Also, do not erase Nagisa, please. The lyrics are just so good that starts off the opening. But yeah, all joking aside, I do feel for Shino. I think her goal is never gonna happen. But, you know, she wants to help her friend, and she's also wrestling with her own feelings, and she's trying to help her friend. Like, it's rough. Although I do question the strategy of making them do lewd things in front of her. Because it seems counterproductive. Although the idea how they could be expanded for Dojinshi definitely came to mind as I was watching it. You know, you blocked Nagisa's double piece, Rika. I think he stands in the middle of the ribbon, the bow, whatever it's called, as kind of a metaphor for him being all tied up by the girls. Like he's in the center of it all. Good old Amazon. You know this is Rika's doing. I assume. Winning camping gear. I guess that explains why we go camping. Never, never, never change Saki. It was her doing. I knew it. And that was a kidnapping. Man, this girl just blows through money like it's going out of style. I have a Patreon you could go visit, Rika, if you have more money than you know what to do with. Because trust me, I have things to do with it. Like pay off credit card debt, mostly. As it should be. Yeah, you wish. You were just part of a scheme. It's a matter of perspective, really. The pause was so good. The pause really made that line. I mean, it can happen. I mean, the fireworks were so pretty. She does not look very confident as she says that. You know, I feel like we do need to be worried about you in general. I think that's safe to say. And that would be one way to solve the two-timing issue. Just she steals Saki away from Naoya, and we have a lesbian couple and our Naoya Nagisa couple. I think that's a win-win for everyone, really. Oh, that's okay, okay, okay. That's not where I thought that was going. That's one way to calm someone down, I guess. Not really. That is such. What is that? I, I, I don't even know where to begin with that. Man, she's still going to town on those things. Good God. Yeah, I like yeah, it's one of those things you can't have with just one bite. You can't have just one squeeze. We need the play-by-play. Don't be silly, Shino. We're still doing it. That does make it worse, doesn't it? She stopped squeezing, but she still has a hold of them. Never mind, she started back up again. We need to stop this. I'm starting to get things are starting to happen on my end. We need to stop this. Okay, that's not gonna help. Yeah, I know Saki well enough to know that was never gonna, again, counterproductive. I knew that would be counterproductive. That just makes you want to continue all the more. I'm a fellow degenerate like Saki. I know how she thinks, so. That was a very productive scene. I think Shino should have a turn on Saki next. Okay, maybe she is a little bit more perceptive than she looks. At least when it comes to her best friend, you know? Yeah, I could see that. Maybe Shino was trying to get together with Saki. If you had Yuri goggles on, you could definitely go in that direction with this episode as you watch it. Some of the lines you could definitely take that way. What happened? Are you all tied? Okay. He's not tied up, but... Is that the dance of our people? What did I miss? Yeah, we'll leave you two for 5 minutes. Maybe we should switch roles. Not to keep each other warm. And Rika to the rescue. JaMiBu. Camping Super MeTuber. She's finally made her debut. Because anyone knows how to put together a tent, it's our super camping MeTuber Rika. And I make fire. Coincidence, my ass. She even said Guzen with enough emphasis that it almost seems sarcastic. I mean, because it's not a coincidence. Yeah, no one, no matter how stupid, would think this was all a coincidence. It was all me. I am the mastermind. I am the true villain of the show. Yeah, it's really not that bad of a thing. I mean, it was manipulative, sure, but it's really not that bad. Normal people would just ask, you know. But I guess that's a fair point. When a girl has a goal, you pay what you need. Like, some girls won't even go on a date with you unless you pay for the dinner. But meanwhile, Rika... she'll spend like $1,000 or more to make things happen, make the date happen. He can learn. You can't trust that. Like, I love you, Rika, but I probably would not eat your food unless I supervised its making. That does look really good. I mean, it's literally pizza. Like, Maybe, never mind, I would eat it. Hey, Moto-chan, you want some of One-chan's pizza? While they get left out. You missed that. Saki is so my spirit animal. The entire show, she's a character I identify with the most. It's just... You're supposed to be a good cook, Nagisa. I guess cooking at camp, different beast. This girl puts in the work. What can you say? She's hungry. Like, she can't fight against that much longer. Those eyes say it all. That's a mind-broken girl right there. A little poison never hurt anyone. Let's go. Oh, now she's enlisted Saki to help. You better eat this food now, yeah, so I can eat some food. Technically, poison wouldn't make that not true, but it's probably fine. But yeah, him saying that definitely meant the world to her. Yokata ne, One-chan. Always a supportive little sister. Let's have an indirect kiss while we're at it, you know. We already had much aggressive fondling in this episode, so... Saki. Say something now, yeah. Not the answer she wanted. They don't even know how to process that. What to do about that. I mean, what can you do about that? I mean, it's a super popular MeTuber willing to spend all sorts of money to get closer to him. What's not to like? Also got a big Yokai, so if you want to add that in there. And blonde, twin tails. There's plenty to like. Udashi, yabai. Yeah, it's like pre-diabetes except pre-love, you know. Oh, now we're just throwing mud over there. Yeah, maybe he eventually gets tired of the violence, you know. Yeah, don't rub salt in the wound too much. Man, how I didn't know she was out of the loop, and me. Gonna blow this girl's mind as she attempts to process that. How did we not tell her the most important part? How did she get this far not knowing that? We're season 2, almost halfway through season 2. I just can't believe she didn't know the most important part. Maybe we'll get less support going forward from Imoto-chan. She does not know how to take this. She's trying to. Yeah, he's the stubborn one. Oh, she's not wrong, but I think she wants to go home now. Oh, damn. Oh my god. You're too good for him. That is so good. I'm dying. Risa said nothing wrong there. Just want to point that out. And that's kind of the theme, isn't it? I know what I'm doing is not great, but, you know. Oh, it's the only way to be honest with my feelings and all that. The Declaration of NTR. Well, I pretty much knew they were going to think that. Even if they didn't say it, I knew that was going to be a thing. You're just surrounded by girls. Hear me out, guys. I can explain. I love you, both. That was probably oh no, was it poisoned after all? But she ate it too, didn't she? God damn it. I'm glad Risa's here. Keep the knife. You can't trust this girl. She paid for this expensive date that involved more than 2 people. And just multi date rape. I don't even know what you'd call that. But oh god, this show is so mad. Yeah, bye. This show is yeah, bye. No, I just I do not watch a preview. Like, I paused it, then I resumed it again, just like, no, just don't watch a preview. And sometimes it's hard to fight it, but I don't want to be spoiled. But anyway, because, you know, who knows what's going to happen next episode. But anyway, that was the fifth episode of the second season of Kanojo Mo Kanojo. So, man, what do I even say about this episode? Well, first of all, it's important to reiterate the main point is that you shouldn't take this show too seriously. Like, we gotta really keep that in mind, right? This is a comedy show, a ridiculous comedy show with a crazy premise. Like, if you take this show too seriously, you are going to probably not like it, probably gonna get offended, probably gonna just, you know, you can't be doing that. So I just want to remind the audience of that real quick. But anyway, so Shino. Yeah, Shino is definitely, the lack of the kiss is still on her mind. You know, she wants to know why that didn't happen. And the Nagisa thing, obviously he did stuff with Nagisa that he was being hush-hush about because Nagisa didn't want that, you know, getting out. But Shino kind of made them reenact at least the physical bits of what went on there. You know, including the hand-holding, the lap pillow, the Princess Carrie, all that good stuff. But, like, it was just funny to watch because everything we were seeing there is kind of the opposite of what Shino wants to happen, and yet Shino made it happen. Like, no, she just was trying to get information, but it just seemed like a flawed thing to try to do. But she also threw out the line, "Don't you ever feel bad for Saki?" Right? I mean, well, obviously, that just doesn't outweigh her own feelings and wanting to be honest with them and all that, right? Like, that's just how it is, you know. Like, it's like if you not the best comparison, but it's like if you donate to a charity, it's like, why don't you donate to this other charity instead? I mean, do you not care about this other charity? It's like, well, no, I just have a limited amount of money, and that was the charity I prefer. It's not that I don't care about that one. I wish the best for that one, but just not where I wanted to put my limited money. You know, it's not that sort of thing. It's, you know, she definitely cares about Saki a lot. I mean, they're friends, right? I mean, that's not going to make her give up on Naoya, right? So. But that's just how it is. I mean, you can judge her based off of that, but that is how it is. But yeah, that was a little bit of a thing. Not too much expanded upon that because we had to move on with the main plot, which was Rika just kind of bringing them Amazon supplies. How much did she pay on that again? I do think I should literally hand her on the corner because she had to see it in action to make sure it all worked out. Yeah, 130,000 yen, which is basically like, yeah, roughly $1,400 around there somewhere. Because usually you just take 2 zeros away to convert it to dollars. It's not very accurate because I think the yen compared to the dollar is lower than it used to be, so it's probably less dollars than that. But, you know, even if it's, let's say, $1,200, that's still a lot of money, man, to spend on that. But she made it work, you know. And they fell for it. I mean, because Saki is who she is, she's like, maybe I entered a competition for this. Maybe I didn't. I don't know, but we get stuff. That's cool. Yeah, Saki being a baka definitely helps a lot of things out. But she does have her moments, though. We did have a nice little moment where she, you know, questions whether or not she, you know, likes her, you know, like Yuri likes her. But, you know, that was already kind of a nice little thing there, but I like how they gave more fuel to that Yuri shipper fire by having some very lengthy fondling session between the two of them, right? Because we had that scene where she's at the fountain, you know, kind of in thought. We see, like, somebody creeping behind. I see an arm. And right away you could tell it was a girl's arm. I mean, there was no doubt about that, but that doesn't exactly narrow it down in this show. So I was thinking, like, I didn't really have much time to guess, but yeah, I was thinking it was either going to be Nagisa or Saki. But you know, obviously, if I had a little more time to think, Saki would be the obvious answer. But yeah, she just comes from behind and just goes to town on those things, right? Even like a nice rubber ducky kind of squeezing sound to it. But you know, it went on for a while. You know, like it went on for so long. You know, friends doing that to each other in anime, it's not exactly an uncommon thing, especially during like a hot spring scene or, you know, a locker room scene or stuff like that. But you know, it's not it's not super uncommon, right? I've definitely seen it before, and it's usually more of a comedic thing than a lewd thing, right? You know, but it's generally like a like, wow, look how big you are compared to me, sort of thing. Like, often a smaller girl will do it to a bigger girl because she's jealous, you know, A-cup angst. She's kind of jealous of it. That's kind of mostly what I associate it with. You know, generally, it's not always the case that that's how it is, but that's kind of the norm, I would say. But in this case, it wasn't that sort of context. It was just literally just outside. And Shino herself is actually definitely much smaller than the size you usually have in this kind of scene, which, at least for me, made it a lot more lewd. I can't really articulate why, but like, I don't know, just it got me pretty excited, you know. I want to be careful what terminology I use on family-friendly YouTube, but like, it just the scene did something for me. Let's just leave it at that. You know, definitely did not help. Definitely did not help when we had the whole "please no more" stop line from Shino. It's like she's never seen a hentai before. Like it's not gonna do anything. But eventually it ended. You know, Shino eventually had enough. You know, because that's the thing. Where like, you know, because sometimes, you know, you might think a scene like that's kind of messed up or whatever, but like, at any point when Shino truly reached her limit of wanting it to continue, she could just, smack Saki and she would stop, right? So it's not the kind of thing you should get too offended about, you know, mostly just because it's a work of fiction. But yeah, like, Shino, whenever she became truly bothered by it, she would just, you know, smack her and she would stop, you know. So just kind of wanted to clarify that real quick, because that's definitely how it ended. But they had a nice little chat after that, which is good to see. But it ended with a bit of a interruption because just Nagi's like, they can't camp to save their life. There are a couple of indoorsies. They can't make this stuff happen. Luckily, Rika came for the rescue. But did this plan kind of require them to be terrible at camping to require her for this rescue? There's no way she knew ahead of time Nagisa couldn't cook food outside in a camp environment. Right? There's no way she knew that. But I guess maybe it wouldn't have mattered too much either way. She would have found a way to just kind of insert herself into it by just being better still than Nagisa's cooking. I don't know. But the plan definitely required them to eat her food, right? So I guess she was just that confident because of her super camping MeTuber skills, right? So but yeah, I mean, they were wary at first because Naoya, he's not a fool. You know, he knows that she drugs the food sometimes, but we did see her eat her own food. So, which, you know, that could put you into a state of security, right? But except in this case, Rika's no fool either. She knew that Naoya would be wary of it, so she had the bait, which is the clean food that she would eat because she knew nobody else would eat it. You know, because they would distrust her. So once that got out of the way, she could give the truly laced food to the enemy, to the target, rather. And she did. She did do that. Like, Saki was showing at first, but eventually it's like, I don't care if she poisons me. Food is food. It's going to go in my tummy either way. Let me at it. So, and that's pretty much what happened, right? And no wonder she was so happy to see Naoya take the bite, because that's when she knew her plan worked. So, yeah, added context, that definitely helps that scene a lot. But we also had Rika tell the story about how Naoya is a little bit worried that he's falling in love with Rika and doesn't want that to happen. So that was one big thing that happened. But I think what was more interesting, at least in the context of this episode itself, was Risa learning the truth. I'm trying to find that scene. Yeah. Does Naoya Oni-chan have a girlfriend? I don't know if it showed on my face or not, but man, I had such a moment of confusion when I read that line. Like just how does she not know that? Like, that's the entire premise of the show. I assumed that, yeah, Rika and Risa have talked a lot about all this stuff. So I thought she was pretty on board, on page with a lot of this stuff. But, like, she didn't even know something as basic as Naoya having a single girlfriend. Let alone two. Let alone who it could be, right? Like, I could not believe she was that out of the loop. That was the most surprising thing in the episode. Honestly, as funny as that sounds. But yeah, she's like, yeah, me. And then Nagisa walks up, yeah, me too. And the look on Risa's face after that, where we see the two little cute fangs that she has, but, you know, the big wide eyes. At that moment, that's probably not too different than how I was feeling with her question, where she's just, like, so taken aback, does not understand, like, what I... she just... It's funny, the more I think about just what's going on in her head as she tries to process that. Because going from not knowing even if he has a girlfriend or not to having 2 girlfriends that are right in front of him, and One-chan knows that. One-chan's okay with that. One-chan's trying to get in the way of that. Like, that's a lot for that little head to take all at once. So, I can't believe Rika never told her that. That was such an important part. But, yeah, just imagining what she was thinking was half of the enjoyment of it. The other half, of course, being Risa just, like, going off on her, saying the important things like, let's see, how does she phrase it? You're so cute, you work hard on your videos, you're successful, you're nice to me. She says this all as she's, like, gripping her, like, the collar of her shirt, You're a good woman. Go find a better man for yourself. She's right. I mean, all of that was legitimate points. She's so amazing. She could probably find almost anyone and get like a single player, one-on-one monogamous relationship with them, right? But it's that classic thing where it's like, yeah, there may be better choices out there in any kind of objective sense, but that's not the one I love sort of situation. So, which is very common, that general idea in fiction. But although, how are you even okay with him two-timing you? And she gives like a side glance as she yells that to her. I got dissed by Risapo, and she likes that she got noticed by her favorite MeTooer. This entire scene was just so fire, this whole thing. It was just so good to get Risa's perspective on all this, all the yelling from her. It was all so good. And now let's see if I can, because I think the last time we're talking about is the knockout scene. Yeah, because he went down, and Nagisa went down, and then Sakisaki finally realized what was going on. And Risa didn't even know about it. And Risa actually did go down too. Because, yeah, I mean, she did eat the batch as well. So she drugged everyone there, including her little sister, on this camping trip that she basically forced to happen by lying to them about the context in which they got the stuff. And yeah, like I said, if you were to take this show too seriously, you'd just go on a big old rant about what a horrible person Rika is. Now she should be in jail, and to a lesser extent, Sakisaki with all that fondling, she should be in trouble for that. And like I said, you can't watch a show like that, or you're not gonna have a good time. The show is ridiculous. What the characters do is ridiculous, and you just kind of have to watch and enjoy the ride. You either sign up for that or you don't. At the end of the day, because it's definitely not okay to just drug everyone like that. But that's where we are. It's where we are right now. It's where we are right now. So I am curious exactly what's going to happen next. Like, is Rika just going to drag Nagi into the tent and have him put a baby in her and then lock him into it that way? If this was a real life show, that's probably how. Real life show. If this was real life, this was happening, that would probably be what she would do. But Rika probably is not going to go that far. But you never know. You never truly know. I got dissed from my favorite YouTuber. I can't even pick my favorite moment in the show. There were just so many good ones. But of course, that the Sakisaki Shina finally is gonna live rent free in my head for a while. That's for sure. But there was definitely a lot of good moments sprinkled throughout. I'm so glad Risa came as well, because a lot of the good moments were just her scene in general. But anyway, really good stuff. Looking forward to see how next episode goes. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.